Sunday night on NBC. But like I said earlier, Chiefs are a 4-point favorite in this game, 4 points at home. Some betting experts like a lot of betting experts like LA this weekend, the 4-point number. But I got to tell you, I was kind of scared about this game. Then I looked at the injury report today, and I know it's the Wednesday injury report, so there's a lot going to change over the next few days. But I got to tell you, I kind of like what I'm seeing. I'm not rooting for injuries, but when you look at injuries, Chiefs only have 3 guys in the injury report. All of them are full participants today. Noah Gray, full participant. Charles Omenihu, full participant. Juwan Taylor, full participant. On the other side, I'm talking about a long list. And the Chargers, they have injuries every year, man. Like, they cannot – it's always the same battle. Brady talks about not beating yourself. This team beats themselves, but it's the injuries. But going through the list, Junior Colson, limited participant. He's coming off the IR. Bud Dupree, limited participant. Cam Hart, cornerback, limited participant. Dayon Henley, linebacker, did not practice with a knee injury. He's been kind of battling the knee injury recently. Tony Jefferson, safety, hamstring injury. He's a limited participant. Khalil Mack, rest, did not practice. That's interesting. Ladd McConkey, knee and shoulder. He's been there. He's been a badass. And I know you wanted him in the draft. I wanted him in the draft, but looks amazing this year. Knee and shoulder injury, limited participant. DB Elijah Molden did not limited participant with a back injury, and then Denzel Perryman, linebacker, groin, limited participant. Denzel Perryman. Fun fact: I partied with that guy when I went to school in Miami. Pretty cool dude, huge, enormous. Made me look like a little baby next to him. I was a senior. Funny story. I was a senior. I was hanging out at this football party, and I didn't go to the University of Miami, but I was at this party, and Denzel Perryman rolls in. I'm in the kitchen, which I think Michael Badgley was the kicker at the time, and I think that was Michael Badgley I was hanging out with in the kitchen. He was giving me the load down all the guys in that team. Duke Johnson was a running back that year. He said Duke Johnson never goes out for parties. And then Perryman comes in there, and I think I told Badgley or whoever the kicker was at the time, he was like, "Are you did you go to school here?" And I'm like, no, I just doing an overnight visit, like on the tennis team." And he was like, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Who are you doing the overnight visit with?" I was like, I made up like a guy's name. He was like, "Yeah, I don't really know. To be honest, man, I don't really know anybody on the tennis team, but it's awesome, man." And Denzel Perryman rolls in there, daps me up, and asked me what I'm doing, like who I was, and I was like, "Oh, I'm doing an overnight visit." And he's like, "Oh, nice, man. That's what's up." Pretty much it. But that's my Denzel Perryman story, short and sweet, right there. But so Tasia, see this injury report that the Chargers have. A million guys in that thing. A lot of guys on defense. Budget pre and Khalil Mack. I think Khalil Mack more of a rest thing, but
yeah.
4 points. I think I like the Chiefs in this one. I think they're going to continue to roll. I think DJ Humphries gives us a little boost. I think Omenihu gets more snaps, a little more boost. Pacheco, Andy Reid talked about today, he's going to get more touches this week and more snaps. I think I like us with that injury report they have. All those guys on defense, and if Ladd McConkey, who's been their main guy on offense, doesn't play with no J.K. Dobbins, I think we win this game pretty handily.
You got to remember, Herbert almost didn't play the first time he played them, and that's no one's more important than that. So if a guy, I don't think he practiced all week, and he was like a real game time decision, if I remember correctly. So they played us pretty close that time. I hate to say this because I've been saying this all year when asked about my prediction. I think the game is going to be closer than we want it to be. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think the Chargers are going to have a lead, a decent portion of this game. I think they're going to have a lead pretty late in the game. I think it's going to be one of those, we're down 2017 and we score in the fourth quarter, make it 24-20. Chargers come down the field and just run out of time type games. Another heartbreaker or another close heart attack for this one. So, yeah, I think it's going to be tight, man. They're an opportunistic defense. I think we definitely win if we don't turn the ball over because they've really been preying on that. I think they had 4 picks on Cousins last week. So, yeah, I mean, I know they haven't played a lot of winning teams or beaten them, but the other winning teams they played against, Ravens, they lost by a touchdown, and Steelers, they lost by 10. That's their worst. I think that's their worst loss of the season, actually. Cardinals, they lost by 2. They lost us by 7. So they're not getting blown out. They're like the perfect mix with us. We don't blow out. They don't get blown out. Boom. There you go. Close game.
One thing that's interesting about them is, I know they pride themselves on good on the defense, right? They dominated Cousins last, which was surprising. 13 receptions in the season and 4 fumbles forced. So good defense, opportunistic, but causing a lot of turnovers. But they're pretty vulnerable, man. As far as we saw in the Baltimore game, they allowed 30 points that game, and we saw that Joe Burrow. Obviously we don't have the same offense as the Bengals, but Burrow, man, they were getting dominated in that game. They came back in and they scored 30-something points in that game. So they are susceptible. This isn't the same Chargers team we saw in the beginning of the season where they were dominating teams and not allowing anyone to score. But over the last few weeks, we've seen them be vulnerable a little bit. And if Humphries does play, he looks good. I think we have a shot to put up some points this game and do our thing. But I do agree it's gonna be close, man. It's just how it is. And at this point, it's like they're gonna be close games regardless now. Which sucks, especially division game. So, but I agree. It's gonna be a close game. And Kevin Morris, God, I hope not, Tasia. Yeah, Kevin. Unfortunately, every week we've had 2 games back to back, which I thought were not going to be close. The Carolina game and the Raiders game. Now we're playing even better talent. This game's going to be close, 100%. It's not close. It doesn't make any sense. Forget about everything. But it's going to be a very close game. Andre, I'm with you. Guys. I've told you. The white hair is continuing to grow, guys. And every game that we have, like we had last week, it's going to continue to grow. Look at Tasia. Tasia's 10 years older than me. He's got all the gray hairs. That's from 10 more years of watching Chiefs football.
Yeah, it's true. I went gray pretty early. I started going gray like a late teenager. Yep. It's all true.
Yeah. So many years of this stuff going on. It's happening. It's going to continue to happen. But hopefully we break the trend here. We can come in and dominate. But my prediction this week, I give Chiefs 28 to 21.
You can go over 30 this time. I'm proud of you.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't do it. Can't do it anymore.
The over-under, I think, is 43.5 right now.
I'm slightly over, of course. So what do you got? What's your score prediction? Yeah.
I said 24-20.
Oh, 24-20. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Man, I hope so. G-Pick, 24-20. Ooh, look at that. G-Pick fought along with Tage. Okay.
All right.
Mike Brown already hit the over. Look at this guy. Mike is with me and JD with the high-scoring game every week. Anthony Solis, 27-17. Okay. I can definitely see that.
We need a good run game this week. Hopefully we get more rhythm. We can't have another game where we only have one drive where we hand the ball off more than twice. That cannot happen again. It can't happen again. We have to get a rhythm running the ball. We have to. Derrick Henry had 140 yards against them. That's big because Lamar only had 177 yards passing. Henry almost outran Lamar's passing yards. And Lamar only had 15 yards rushing. Crazy, right? I bet you that's got to be a season low for him, right? I can't imagine him having less than 15. Let me see. I just had it. No. Wow. Denver held him to 4 yards rushing. Ooh,
wow.
Man.
Interesting.
That might be his career low. I can't imagine him having less than that.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is he had 8 attempts versus the Chargers, though. So 8 for 15. So
look, like I said, they're susceptible.
It was under rushing. Early prediction for the betting show.
Yeah, maybe. But that's the thing. That's you have Henry goes for almost 200 yards rushing against them, and then Burrow throws for 400 yards passing against them. So they have shown vulnerabilities.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Burrow's been throwing for 300 yards against most teams, but yeah,
that's true. But I'm saying near 400 yards, they were down by 21 points that game. They came back. So there are some things there, and Andy is definitely. If we're noticing this stuff, Andy's noticing flaws in their defenses and what they got going on. So
start from the top. Pacheco 53 plus rush yards. So the last 3 RBs have cleared this number against the Chargers. The 2 before that, the Titans leading rusher only had 9 carries, and Chubb, who's just struggled mightily this season. They have 11.5 carries coming from Pacheco this week. I'm going to give him like 12 to 14 carries. So that would put him at about needing 4 to 4.5 yards per carry. I think he gets that this week. Mahomes under 14.5 rush yards. So they completely shut down Lamar when they played him. He had 15 yards on 8 carries, which is crazy. This is more about Mahomes' lack of running recently. So he's gone under 15 yards 3 out of his last 5 games and had 12 yards against the Chargers last time they played. I think with the hopefully improved left tackle play, I think he'll just be dishing it a little more than running it for his life. Herbert, 4+ carries. So he's hit this number in 5 out of his last 6 games. He even had 3 rushing attempts against us last time we played. In that game, he almost didn't play because of a high ankle sprain. So judging on a healthy Herbert that week would have had like 5 or 6. So I think he runs like 4 to 5 times and hits this. Edwards, 24+ rushing yards. So his over for carries is 10.5, which means he would only need about just over 2 yards a carry to hit this number. He's hit this 3 out of his last 4 games, and he's hit this every game he's had double-digit carries in since 2022. Last 22 out of 22 times he's done that. Hopkins, 4+ receptions. So 6 straight games allowing the number 1 receiver in that game to catch 4+ catches. Atlanta had 2 with 4+. Baltimore had 1 with 5+. Cincinnati had 2 with 7+. Tennessee had 1 with 5+. Cleveland had 2 with 6+. And New Orleans had 1 with 8+. And that continues.
Okay. And that's 25 to win 350?
25 to win 350.
So I do like the Pacheco 53+ rushing yards. I think this is the week. Go ahead and just let him have the football. Let him run a little bit. Kareem Hunt, let him rest. Like I said before, we wore that man out the past few weeks. I think it's part of where his production has went, because no training camp. Hey, he needs a break. And so it was good to see Pacheco come back. So I think he will be probably more than likely get the lion's share of the carries. But he'll definitely get 53 yards, rushing yards. He's good for hitting a nice long one, some way. Mahomes under 14.5 rushing yards. Oh, man. It might be my little question right there for it. I know for a fact that Patrick, he just does such a great job. What did you say, Tage? You said he's been under 14.5 with the last couple of games, or just this?
3 out of his last 5.
3 of the last 5, he's been on 14.5. Wow. Okay.
Ever since, coincidental, that ankle.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe with this little break, man, these ankles might feel a little bit better. And like you said, maybe with the depending on how we look protecting him, might be a little bit different. So they're going to have to do everything, man, to try to cover our guys. We got a good receiving core of guys. I think they're going to try to exploit that, the defense, what they have, especially with their injuries and whatnot. So I think Patty, he'll try to get there. Herbert, 4+ carries. That's another one too. I know Joker don't like running with the football, but he has. I've seen it. He'll take off. Take off.
Ever since he's healed from the high ankle sprain, he's been running a lot more.
Yeah. And he's doing everything possible to try to win games for him. I've seen a little bit more of that. So that's not bad. It's not bad. Edwards, 24+ rushing yards. I think he gets that because they're just going to hand the ball off to him, because that's what they like to do. They like running the football. And then if you said, Ladd may not play or not play, I think they might try to lean heavily on the rushing game, and Edwards is going to be your guy to get the ball off to. So I do like that 24+ rushing yards. Hopkins, 4+ catches. I'm with it all day. I think he's a guy, man, that might get about 6 this game at least. I think it's one to kind of, get a good game out of Hoptown. You know what I mean? And I think he might get in that end zone this week too. So it's gonna be good, man, to go out there and go see them play. So $25 win 350. It's not a bad bet.
I would have taken Disley, but they don't have him listed.
Who's that? Oh, Disley? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and JD being there is the 6th leg of both our parlays. JD being there, that just gives us extra luck. So it's pretty much 6-leg parlay. All right, so mine, here we go. Tasia and I actually don't really overlap here this week, which is interesting. Usually we have one that kind of overlaps. Well, I think we have one that kind of overlaps. But so here we go, guys. So Noah Gray to start off with, 3+ catches. So last 3 games, Noah Gray has had 4 catches in the last 3 games. So trending-wise, that's right there. That trend, boom, last 3 weeks, 4 catches. Last time he played the Chargers, he had 4 for 40. So he's giving us more than enough for the 3 catches. Overall in the season, he's 7 of 12 getting this number or more. So 7 of the 12 games, he's had 3 catches or more. I think, again, he continues with this 3-catch streak and continuing with this one. The next one, Xavier Worthy, 25 yards receiving. We've talked about it. They're starting to get him more acclimated in the offense. We've just seen it. Last 3 games, he's exceeded the 25 yards. Looking at the full season scope, 7 of the 12 games so far this season, he's exceeded the 25-yard number. And the last time he played against the Chargers, 3 for 73. And that was early on the season. And we're only seeing him to get more involved with the offense. But I think 25 yards receiving, I think it's pretty much a lock. I mean, just the way they've been utilizing him recently. Now, this is the one where I could see things going awry here. And if I was going to do this bet again, I'd probably go a little bit less than this. I'd probably go 75 total. But Pacheco, 100 rushing and receiving yards. So together, rushing and receiving yards will total 100 yards. Just looking at their last few games, the Chargers have given up. Bijan Robinson had 130 yards rushing and receiving last week. The week prior, Derrick Henry had 140 yards rushing and receiving. Actually, I don't think he even had any receiving in that game.
That was all rushing. But
it was just a straight 140 yards rushing. And then Chase Brown of the Bengals, 143 yards rushing and receiving. I believe he had 86 yards rushing and then 50 yards in the air catching. So that's the last 3 weeks of that. And I think Pacheco, if you listen to Andy Reid, I think he kind of was talking about getting him more involved this week. And I think they may give it to him. And like what JD said, giving Kareem Hunt a little break here. Pacheco's ready to rock. This is a good week to kind of get him in there, get him going a little bit. And so the next one, under 49.5. Looking at the last 3 meetings between the Chiefs and the Chargers, the last 3, they had 27 points, 25 points, and 48 points. All 3 would be under 49.5. And then going this season alone, just talking about the division aspect of things, every game the Chiefs have played a division game this year, 27 total points, 47 total points, 30 total points, 36 total points. Then the Chargers, their 3 division games this year, 32, 27, 39. So all division games in the AFC West between both these teams this year have been under 49.5 points. And as we always say, AFC West teams, they know each other the best. That's why all those games are grinded out, kind of low-scoring affairs.
And the actual over-under is, 43.5?
Yeah, so I bought points here to make it 49.5 just to be safe in this game.
Buffer.
Yeah, and I needed the buffer. And then last, and because I sold points with Pacheco's, sold yards with Pacheco's 100, that allowed me a little room to sell on another bet. But yeah, my last one, Hopkins, 50 receiving yards. Chargers last 4 weeks, number one receiver has exceeded the 50 yards receiving. And just looking at different breakdowns, the Chiefs had Hopkins run 5 double moves last week. 5. I think they tried it twice with him last week, but 5 double move routes with him last week. And he'll have a 5th-round rookie on him in this game. His name is Tahib Still, I believe his name is. He had 2 interceptions. He had 2 interceptions.
Maryland, right?
Yeah, Maryland. Yeah. He had 2 interceptions last week. So obviously this guy is jumping balls a little bit, and he had 2 picks last week. Yeah, Hopkins do 5 double moves last week. You're going against a rookie. Hopkins is going to eat a 5th-round rookie for breakfast. And all he needs 50 yards here. And then also within this, Gilman, their starting safety, out for the season on an IR. And then their other cornerback, I don't know if this rookie's going to chase Hopkins all over the field, but their other cornerback, Cam Hart, was limited all week, and then today he logged a full practice, so he'll probably play. But this Still guy, they're pretty big fans of him. But if this 5th-round rookie's on Hopkins, I think he'd have a field day with him. And that's 25 smackaroos to win $1,125.
Are you kidding?
That's the record right there, JD. I'm breaking the record with that bet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Wow. All right. The Gray, and I see some now because of some of the bets. Gray 3+ catches. He's been a big part of what we do offensively. I don't think it changes. I think we know that he's a significant part of what we do. Having him out there, him and Travis Kelce, man, are both, I mean, are dangerous. So him getting the ball 3 times, I do believe I like that. Worthy 25-plus receiving yards, I think that's going to happen. Like I said before, we're going to hit them hard. We're going to hit them fast. And I think going to Worthy up top gets these young guys, the guys that haven't been in there, is probably the best thing to do, especially test them out. Test his secondary out immediately and all day. So I like that bet a lot. Pacheco, that's the one I have a question mark about. 100 rushing yards, receiving yards. I know he's still working himself back. I think he have a good game, 100 yards, and that could be a screen. He could take a nice little screen, a good yard. So you know what, man, I don't mind that bet. I don't mind that bet. It'd be good to see Pacheco get 100 rushing and receiving yards this week. So as long as we're doing things like hand the ball off to him, nice little screen here and there, I kind of like it. Under 49.5. Actually, I didn't get my prediction for the game. I got 27-17, so that's under 49.5. I like that one. That's a very good one. Hopkins, 50-plus receiving yards. Tay said he's going to have 4 post catches. I do believe that. I think Hoptown, man, we need to see get a lot out of him. I like that. Hopkins, 50-plus receiving yards. $25 and win 1,125 smackaroos. Smackaroos. So, okay.
What do you make of the fact that we did 5 double moves with Hopkins last week?
I'm actually shocked on that. They did 5 double moves. How did you find that out? Like, because when I was looking, I didn't really see. I didn't see the like that. But
I saw it on someone had posted it online. One of the analytics nerds on Twitter had posted it, and then when I was watching John Gruden's breakdown on the game, he also mentioned that same exact stat.
Okay, 5 double moves. So it wasn't him like scrambling trying to get open. It wasn't anything like that. This is like that was the play.
That was the route. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I wonder what those routes were. What he did. The double move routes. So
I remember one drew a PI. I know that.
And the first half of the game, yeah.
Yeah. That's one. Mm-hmm. So, but I do see him getting the 50-plus receiving yards, no question about it. So, man, there's some money to be made this week. Some money to be made.
When I say the man's got his own money, I mean the man's got his own money.
Yeah. If anybody could.
What movie is that from, JD?
Yeah, well, I know what it is. I'm gonna ask people out here. Y'all know what movie that's from? Immediately hit it up. We will send y'all something, okay?
Yeah.
We will. First person that tells where that's from, we will send you something. All right. That is so, come on, people. What is that from? What movie is that from?
I give another clue, but
the chat kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
There you go.
Hey, Kermit the Goat.
Kermit,
we got something for you, man. Okay. You had to
send us an email, chiefconcerns@yahoo.com with your address, brother. Chiefconcerns@yahoo.com. We'll get you we'll get you something for getting that right.
Yeah. Yes. That's good. That's good. But I said the man got his own money. He's got his own money. Yeah.
I mean, he's a prince, an honest to God prince.
Baby hit the big one. You really hit the big one on this one. Oh, that's funny.
He's the prince. Who told you that?
Yeah. All these guys, all our
all day
brothers,
with it, man.
They can recite the entire movie. They could sit down and do a read through.
One-man show of America.
Oh yeah,
I'll play everybody.
Sorry, Witchy Hall. That's okay. All right, I know you missed it. We'll have another thing like that. All right, I love it. So looking at the two bets, okay, looking at the two bets right here. Tage is sitting over at Pacheco, 53 plus rushing yards. Mahomes under 14.5 rushing. Justin Herbert, 4 plus carries. Edwards, 24 rushing yards, 24 plus rushing yards, right? Hopkins, 4 plus catches, $25 for 350. Then you got Marcus over here. Gray, 3 plus catches. Worthy, 25 plus receiving yards. Okay, Pacheco, 100 rush yards and receiving yards. And to be under for the game, 49.5 yards for the entire game, or points. Okay, Hopkins, 50 plus receiving yards, $25 for $1,125. Oh, man. This is a tough one. I tell you what, I like swinging for the fences. I do. I like it. But this does, by no means, I'm not going to say don't take Taja's bet. I like Taja's bet too. Taja, I like your bet. Okay. But I will say I like Marcus swinging for the fence right here because this is a great bet right here. $25, y'all. 25. Okay. If your guy comes in, Marcus just got you a nice Christmas present. This is Christmas money right here, baby. This is Christmas money. Presents under the tree. All right. We trying to see that. That's what we trying to see, Marcus. Okay. So with this bet, I will say that I have Marcus winning this bet for this week. Okay. And we're adding some luck to this one because your boy JD is going to be there. So I'm going to see what I can do to get out there and put my little mojo on the guys or whatever to get them to get those numbers, okay, for the win. But I like both bets. I do. So that's $50, man, to to win $1,475. That's almost $1,500 right there. You do two bets for 50.
Yep.
So
yeah, and you actually could combine them and do an 8-leg or 10-leg parlay there.
Oh, well, shoot. Yeah.
Put a buck on that, you'll probably win a couple.
You can also go down to 7-Eleven and pick up a lottery ticket too.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, shoot, that's, looking at the numbers though, that's not a bad bet.
Well, I mean, the Hopkins one, you're pretty much going to win both of those with the same bet,
right?
Pacheco, not necessarily. 47 rushing yards, 47 extra rushing yards plus receiving yards is kind of a tall order, but the rest of them are totally different, though.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, but the Pacheco one initially I had like 75 or 70 yards.
What does that payday go to if you bring down to 75?
Actually, not that bad because it's still plus odds.
Like 870 or like 920 or something.
Probably, yeah. I haven't tried. I think I might do that as a smaller bet with that. Just I really do like all the other ones. I think Pacheco's gonna have a big week this week, but I do really like 1, 2, 4, and 5. I like Pop rushing and receiving. Maybe not that number for another bet. Would do 75 with that because I think his line for receiving and rushing is 64.5. That's what Vegas has his line at 64.5 receiving.
Yeah,
really. 64.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I bought with
rushing and receiving or rushing?
Rushing and receiving.
Okay.
Yeah. So really, I bought 36.5 yards, sold 36.5 yards for this.
Let's go, Pacheco. Let's go, baby.
Pacheco.
Go, right? Flapjack City, man. Hey, listen, this is a nice little bet you can throw on. Hey, just imagine you winning some good Doré meat, put in the pocket fold up. You can put it in your little stocking for Christmas right there on the mantle for the kids. If you got kids, your lady, she'll enjoy it too. So, buy that nice, what is that, meat curtain that fold, or, for whatever she needs, whatever she wants, man. So.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.